Welcome back to the podcast, guys.
Hey.
Welcome back, gang. Welcome back. We're going to save y'all the long introduction. You guys, if you guys showed up here at the podcast, you know who we are, what we're doing over here. So I hope everybody's had a good week or a good weekend, all that good stuff. How about you?
It's been good. It's been slow. We haven't really done much since Friday, so
Oh, yeah. Now, what's that here in good old North Carolina? We're having some thunderstorms.
maybe it's looking kind of
Might,
dark outside.
might be some rain. Who knows? Who knows? In today's podcast, we're going to talk about cruises. Are they worth it? Do something fun.
Okay.
And you have what's that? You're more experienced about cruises than I am, so we're gonna start it off with you. Your take on cruises, and I might have a few things, that I looked up. And we'll give it to the people, and let them determine what they think.
Okay.
Yep, yep. Okay, let's start it off.
So definitely think cruises are worth it. You have for one price, you have your place to stay. You have
Mm-hmm.
pretty much all the food you could want to eat in a lot of varieties. You have entertainment available. You have sauna available. You have pool and casino, and
Mm.
it's just like a little floating city, and you just pay that one price, and you're good to
Oh
go.
yeah.
There,
Oh yeah.
you do have to pay extra if you want things like the drink package or the Wi-Fi, but those are those are add-ons, not essentials to making a
Yeah.
good trip.
Yeah,
So
and the drink package. There's so much controversy about the drink package. I say get it if you're like I don't know. I guess you have to be a serious drinker,
yeah,
and I'm not one of those
I think
people.
someone
It's
figured
like,
out like you need to drink 15 drinks a day to make it like worth your
hmm
money, and I don't know. I don't know. You
yeah,
might could drink 15 beers over the course of the day, but I couldn't
no,
imagine 15 hard alcoholic
I
beverages.
don't want to be hammered the whole time. I'm supposed to be having fun, you know. So when was your first cruise? Can you remember your
Oh
first
my
cruise?
gosh.
Let's take it back.
My first, I know it was me and my mom and Heather. And Heather had to sleep on one of those beds that pulled down from the wall. So
Oh
she was
Jesus.
above one of us. But I don't remember how long. It was a long time ago. I don't
Yeah.
even know how we got started on why we decided to do it. But we took that trip. Wait, maybe we went to like Cayman
The
Islands
Cayman
and
Islands. Okay.
Jamaica. Yeah, it was gosh
Jesus
a
Christ, how
long
long was
time
it?
ago.
How long
Yeah.
would you say it was ago? Was Brian and Heather married?
Gosh, it could have.
Were they married?
I don't know.
Holy moly.
Maybe.
That might have been a long time because they've been married for
I
years
mean, probably
now.
easily like 17, 18 years.
Sheesh.
Time flies. Well, if you think
Yeah.
about it, the last cruise that I went on before I met you, and I think that was like in 2013.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, there's a whole lot of controversy about Carnival cruises. They're calling them the Walmart of the seas, people. Now, write in the comments if you think Carnival is the Walmart of the seas. What do you think about them? With all the twerking.
You're seeing itty bitty parts of what's happening on particular situations. I think it's very unfair
Hmm
to totally annihilate that cruise brand based on a small percentage of what's happening there in particular situations. And who says that that wasn't like a one or two time thing and it just got repeated over and over and over in social media. I'm like, it's like, I don't like it. I don't think it's fair. And
Yeah.
to do that and then not have the same amount of criticism for other cruise ships, it feels almost like it's an intentional smear campaign to
Uh,
me.
I don't know. It's like it's probably, you know, it's probably about 50-50. What do you like? You have some people that don't like Carnival. And you got some people that don't like Royal. And you got MSC. And what else?
Virgin
Virgin,
Voyages, Norwegian.
Virgin, Norwegian. It's probably on what do you like, what type of fun do you want to like, and what kind of budget you like. They say the Disney, what's that? The Disney cruise ships. If you have some kids that like Disney, that's the place you go and ball out on a budget for your kids, you know. And like I said, for us, it's not worth it because our kid doesn't like Disney. I don't really care about Disney. I don't like their practices, you know, and stuff like that. So, what's the longest cruise you think you've taken?
Just 5 days.
5 days. This one we're taking up is going to get ready to take. It's
It's gonna
what
be
going to be longer.
6. We leave on a
6.
Sunday and come back on a Saturday.
Yeah. It's gonna be my first time on Carnival. I'll try not to be judgy.
I feel like you're already gonna hate it because you just watched all the bad stuff.
Well, it's like for years, it's like I try not to. It's like, but you know, like I said, it's like I worry about. Oh my God, I just don't want it to be, it's rough. I'm not, going in there negative. I hope it's definitely a great experience, and if it is, I'll back Carnival up.
I think I've been on 5 or 6 cruises, and all but one of them was a Carnival cruise, and I have always had a wonderful time. I've always enjoyed the entertainment. I've always enjoyed the food, and I don't just eat whatever.
Yeah.
The staff has always been great. The ship has been clean. It's been nice. I've been on one Royal Caribbean cruise, and the ship was clean. The staff was nice. The food was okay to me. It wasn't anything magical.
Wait, what's it
called? Royal. Yeah. Well, and I thought their entertainment was a little lacking. The best thing was the ice skating show.
Yeah, so. My experience on what's that Royal was their food was a little. It wasn't bad, but it was. I guess the best word to say is lackluster. Because I'm like, oh man, look at these lavish desserts, and every time I would eat one, I'm like, God, this is gross. Like. But their food was pretty solid. I like that they had a lot of jacuzzis. They weren't overcrowded and stuff. That was a big thing for me. They had a gym, which I didn't. We were doing so much I didn't get time to go. They had a good play area for kids.
Oh, the water play area.
And Dylan did get to go to what's that camp?
He didn't love it though. Yeah. It wasn't. Yeah. When he went in the evening, there wasn't very much organized activity. Yeah. It was just kind of a free for all, and that only works for a little while.
I think he did. I think he did like what's it, the scientist?
He liked the science scene, but they had too many people in there for that.
Yeah, that little crammed up room. But they're about I give them a solid B plus. I mean, I like them. They have other cruise ships. I would love to, go on what's that? Something like Icon of the Seas. That's what people's talking about these days.
I'm gonna have to get some Heelys for that one.
Yeah, yeah. It's what's that? Any one of these cruise ships. I mean, these cruise line places. It's like their bigger ships is where it's at. Even from Carnival, even though they got a bad reputation, to Norwegian and stuff like that. Because I've heard a lot of people talk about Carnival. One of their big fleet flagship ships is really good. Definitely. For sure. What did you think about the Poop Cruise? The documentary, The Poop Cruise. If you haven't watched it, please just go on Netflix and put in the Poop Cruise, and
I think that the captain of the ship did not handle it the best, and I think the people did not handle it the best. So it was two bad choices that led to a disaster.
I'm gonna say it's everybody's fault.
Yes,
and the people that had to come get them. It's their fault too. Everybody, I think it's everybody's fault in this situation.
It's a hard lesson they learn to not make those same mistakes again.
Well, no, you don't give people, what is it? What did you say? Liquor? In that situation, they had an open bar, to try to calm people down, but that just made it worse. They end up having, crazy sex in front of people, and what was it? People peeing off the side of the ship. And what else? What else did they do?
Everybody went rogue. They started building encampments out on the Lido deck, and they were hoarding the resources that they had. And just,
stealing food.
Yeah, bad decisions.
It was a blunder. Please check it out. It's on Netflix. What is it? 55 minutes?
Yeah, train wreck.
Yeah, the Poop Cruise. Yeah, I have a little list. Just something for, what's that, shits and giggles. The top 10 cleanest ships of 2025 according to the CDC.
According to the CDC?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll start at number 10. Royal Caribbean Liberty of the Seas.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Number 9, Carnival Freedom.
That's a
Num-
fairly new one.
Number 8, Carnival Glory. Never heard of this one. Number 7 is like Holland America.
Yeah, Holland Cruise. Yeah,
Holland Cruise.
it's like
Okay.
Norwegian, that kind of
Norwegian.
level.
Number 6, the Viking Sea. Do you know that?
Mm-hmm.
The Viking Sea. Number 5, the what's that? Valiant Lady. I never heard of that.
So Virgin Cruise.
Yeah. Number 4, Norwegian Escape. Of course, you know everybody's favorite. Number 3, Disney Treasure. Number 2, Disney Magic. And number 1, MSC Explorer.
Okay.
So yeah, that's according to the CDC. Carnival's got a few up there. That's a few there. What's that? New ones. I didn't have time to to put up there the dirtiest ships, but everybody has in that lineup has a dirty ship except Norwegian and some other ones. Yep. So that's something. If you're worried about how clean a ship is, there you go.
Well, and it also, I think, however many ships you have in your fleet, it's easier to keep 3 in pristine condition than it is to keep 30. Not that it's an excuse, but in the averaging of it all. Yeah. So now I'm curious. MSC goes to Alaska, Asia.
Yeah, it's like a middle ground. It's like almost like for retirees, and some younger people might go on it.
South Africa.
Yeah.
They have a world cruise.
Yeah.
Dubai in the Middle East. Okay.
Yeah, so you go on that maybe when you retire. But I've seen online where there's some younger people that go and they have a different rollout of, they don't do buffets, but they have like a big, dinner and stuff like that, for the people. They do it different than a buffet, which buffets are okay. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan, but when you're feeding, what is it? A ship that's got 3,000 or 4,000 people up there, what do?
You have a buffet.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So what was the funnest thing you did on Carnival when you used to, travel on Carnival cruise ships?
So I definitely, in my younger days.
Your younger years.
I had a good time going to like the dance clubs at night. I really enjoyed their theatrical productions. Probably the best time is one year we went on a cruise and it was over Halloween. And we made costumes. Rachel and I were fairies with tutus and wings and the whole shebang.
Maybe I'll put that picture up somewhere on the screen.
And our moms, it was my mom's idea, but they dressed up as retired Playboy bunnies. So they put on like just regular going out to the club clothes, but my mom made them the cuffs and the bunny tail and the ears and little bunny name tags that said retired. And they were like a hit on the cruise. Everybody wanted to take pictures with the retired Playboy bunny. So it was just so fun to like be out and see people in their costumes and you're having a little cocktail. And I've never, and that's the other thing, I have never encountered a situation where someone was rude, mean, or fighting. It's like everybody was always so happy. We're on a cruise, we're on vacation, and it was just like you're friends. You make friends with the people at your table.
Oh, yeah.
So, just it was just a lot of fun just being out in our little costumes and, seeing other people and just interacting. And
it's probably because times have changed.
Right.
Over, people are a little bit more angry. You shouldn't be angry on a cruise. I'm talking to you people out there. If you're angry on a cruise, save your money and be angry at home.
Right. Or stay in your room. Don't ruin it for everybody else.
Yeah, we supposed to all love each other on a cruise. You ain't gotta like each other. Yes.
You already spent the money. Enjoy it.
Get your drink on. Man, get your drink on and don't worry about it. But yeah, we feel our cruise is worth it. I guess, yeah. In my opinion, even though I've only been on one, we're going to try to do a second. So
as we were talking about this topic, I was thinking about it. For me, the pros of a cruise are you always know where you're going to sleep.
You ain't got to clean up.
You don't have to clean up. You always know where your food is coming from and you can feel confident that it's clean and safe food. There's always going to be something for you to find to do if you're bored. There's activities all day. And you know that you're going to be in a clean and comfortable environment.
Yeah.
The cons to a cruise could be, if you're someone who's really interested in exploring an area, when you get to one of your destinations, you're only there for a day, for
Yeah.
some hours. So you can see so much, but you can't like deep dive into another
Yeah,
country.
yeah, that's the thing.
So if that's something that's important to you, then no, you're going to feel like you got shortchanged a bit.
Yeah.
And another con is that you can buy drinks by the drink, but they want you to buy packages, so it could be some additional expense to that. And if you're someone who's really interested in eating like the international cuisine, you're gonna get a little bit of that, but not like if you went and stayed somewhere on an island.
Yeah.
So depending on what your interest is, I like the idea of knowing confidently where I'm gonna sleep and where I'm gonna be able to take a shower every day.
Yeah, man.
And I, in my cautious nature and anxiety brain, it's nice that I can get off somewhere, go and explore and learn about a place, and then come back to my guaranteed space, that idea. So, and, there might be at some point where we go somewhere and I'm like, this is really cool. We should come back and stay here directly and really explore. But, you got to taste before you went there and got stuck. Kind of like I would never go to Foulmouth. Was that what it was called?
Foulmouth, Jamaica. No.
Never.
Dude. That's sorry, guys. Anybody who's Jamaican watching this, that's just not the hit. That's not the place, right there. Cruise ships, you want to entertain cruise lines. I'll start first. I would like Virgin. Virgin used to start where it was like a whole bunch of like college people, young people, a lot of single people, and now it's starting to integrate to people over 40. 30s, 20s, they're all, mingling it into one place, Even though that's a ship that doesn't like kids.
No kids are allowed.
No kids are allowed on that. Check it out. But yeah, that's one I really want to.
Okay.
For us to try. Maybe. Yeah. What
I
about
think you
you?
got to fly to get to one of their ports. I mean, yeah, it looks
It's probably
nice.
Florida, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's yours? What cruise line do you want to try?
That one's interesting to me. I'm curious because it has been such a long time since I've been on a Carnival cruise. Has it changed tremendously in that time period? So right now, I'm very excited about going on another cruise, but also intrigued to see how things have changed over my time of not going.
Okay, so you don't have another cruise line?
I haven't really been studying the cruise lines like you have.
I've been doing it a little bit. Yeah, not ready to do an Alaska. Trip. Yeah, that's no disrespect to the old retirees, but I don't want to see ice, man. That's not the jam for me.
Well, I'm sure there's more than ice, but yeah, we're not there yet.
Like, yeah, man, let's go to Alaska, drink some coffee, and look at the icebergs.
If you're talking about a trip, I'd like to do the 2-week European tour.
Yeah, that's probably a definite. Yep, definitely. Well, that being said, are cruises worth the money? Like we said, I think so. And if you haven't tried it, try one and tell us what you think in the comments. Definitely. And on that note, we're going to end this podcast. You got anything else to say?
We're not going to talk about current events today?
Current events. No current events. Just cruise stuff.
Okay.
Cruise stuff. Well, how about this? The prettiest place that you've seen since you've been on a cruise, like that you stopped at port at and you were like, man, this place is dope.
Oh gosh. I would have to say Ochos Rios, Jamaica.
Ochos Rios.
One, because I was surprised. I apparently didn't do my study, and I didn't realize that Jamaica was so mountainous and so lush. And so when we got there, it was like green, and you could see the water spray coming from the waterfalls, and it just was so lush and beautiful, and that crystal clear water. It was very pretty there.
Yeah, I take mine on my first one. She's taken more than I have. Would be probably Haiti.
Yeah, that was beautiful too.
Haiti, man, gets a lot of hate, but it's a beautiful. The side we were on was beautiful. I don't know about the rest of Haiti.
Right.
It's kind of...
That side might have been kept beautiful intentionally for tourism.
Yeah, tourism, yeah. But if you know Haiti, they're kind of having a rough time over there. So, that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you tune in again and watch us talk, hang out, all that good stuff. We'll check you guys later. Thank you for tuning in. Later.
Bye.